So what is Bitcoin? That's what people are asking me. And the answer is that it's not only a virtual money, a digital currency, but it is three things. It's a currency, it's a technology, and it's a network. In terms of the technology, an interesting thing to note is that it's really a distributed asset ledger. And that is something that has never existed before in the history of the world, as many people like to say. That's absolutely true. Bitcoin is something that would not have been possible earlier than when it was introduced. And that's why so many people are excited about Bitcoin. It's because it's something new, it's something innovative, and it is something that is revolutionizing not only money, but computer science in general. If you think about some kind of asset ownership, like equity in a company, or like ownership of a house, these things typically depend on laws and understandings between people. But with Bitcoin, it's not necessary to have trusted third parties managing and keeping track of these things. Instead, these things can be tracked with Bitcoin on the distributed asset ledger. So that creates a host of possibilities around eliminating middlemen, making transactions more efficient, and enabling people to even do things that they weren't able to do before. The network side of Bitcoin is the group of miners or computers that people are running to secure the Bitcoin network. The way that the Bitcoins, the monetary currency unit, come into existence is that these miners have to find the next block hash, which is essentially a math problem that gets more difficult as more people are mining. And the reason it scales in difficulty is so that there will always be one block generated, on average, probabilistically, every 10 minutes. And this block rewards the miner who found the block with currently 25 Bitcoins, and in the future that's going to decrease by half about every 4 years. So in about 4 years it's going to be 12.5 Bitcoins. 4 years after that it's going to be half of that, like 6.25, and so on. And the reason for this is to ensure that there isn't inflation in the money supply. So a little over half of all Bitcoins that will ever exist have already been mined, and many of those have entered circulation. And that is what gives Bitcoin its value, its scarcity. If you think of the properties of money, there are many of them, among them fungibility, ease of transfer, the fact that you can't counterfeit it, and this scarcity is a critical part of it, because if there's too much of the thing that we use for money, then it doesn't serve as a very useful money because everyone has it. But there is a sense in which everyone should and will have Bitcoin. The fact is that even though there are 21 million Bitcoins, that is merely a convention. The decimal point is really placed arbitrarily, so you could really put that anywhere and consider it to be any number of units. You could say 21 billion mbits, or MBTC, millibitcoins. And that is equally valid because it's really just numbers on a computer. And that's a little bit about Bitcoin.